Endymion, and in this poem the poet has given us the idea that a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It gives us permanent pleasure. Whenever we look at the beautiful things of nature, they provide us happiness, and this happiness and joy always increases with the passage of time. Here it never comes to an end. Whenever we look at those beautiful things, every time the beauty or the happiness that we get from those things always increases. I gave you the example also when we read the poem. In our daily routine life also we feel this thing, the idea which the poet has given, that whenever we go for enjoying our holidays, we had a trip somewhere, we click the pictures, and after some time, after a few days or after some months, whenever you are free, you feel sad, you look at those pictures and you feel happiness. You enjoy that beauty which you have seen at that time. And when you look at those pictures, after some time, it gives you more happiness. And you remember about that time which you have spent at some beautiful place and you had taken those pictures. So in this way, it is in reality also the same thing that happens with us. And the same idea the poet has given. The poet is a great worshipper of nature and he sees beauty in each and everything. So the poet gives the idea that we should spend some time in the company of nature if we want to come out of our tensions, our worries, our sadness. Because this is the only thing that can bring us out of the cover of sadness that is created by human beings only, due to our own problems, due to our own actions. Because we people lack noble nature. We have ill feelings for others. We have enmity and jealousy for others. That's why we create problems for our health, and that takes us towards sadness and sorrow. And there is no other alternative, no other way to come out of that sadness. This is the only solution that the poet gives, that if we look at the beautiful things of nature, we can come out of that sadness. So this is the idea or the theme which the poet has conveyed in this poem. See at the lines what the poet wants to say according to these lines. He says, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bore quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams, and health and quiet breathing. What he says in the first stanza, that a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It provides us permanent happiness. It always gives us happiness, and its loveliness increases. Every time whenever we enjoy that scene, we remember that scene, its loveliness increases. It never comes to an end. It will never pass into nothingness. That means this happiness will never come to an end. It will be a permanent source of happiness and joy for us, but will keep a bore quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams. What we get out of that, these beautiful things of nature, the nature provides us a sound sleep also. Or it provides us because it gives us a bore quiet for us. Bore means a shady place where large number of trees are there. It gives us shady place which is quiet, which provides us calmness and coolness of mind. And when we have peace of mind, we get good sleep. That's why it provides us sound sleep and health. When we get good sleep, automatically our health is good. And we can have good breathing. There will be no problem in the breathing system if we get good sleep and if we have peace of mind. And all these things are provided to us by nature. When we enjoy these beauties of nature, we get all these things. That's why the poet says, the next lines are linked with the first stanza when he says, therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to earth. Okay, this is the reason that we try to get a bond with the nature. Every morning when we get up, we try to look at the beautiful things of nature so that we can have a bond with the nature. And we create a flowery band. Flowery band here refers to the natural things. That we look at the beautiful things of nature, the trees, the plants or the flowers, so that we can create a bond with the earth. कि हमारा अर्थ के साथ, जमीन के साथ एक रिलेशन बने. और उस रिलेशन के लिए जब हम उठते हैं तो हम सबसे पहला कदम अपना कहाँ रखते हैं? अर्थ के ऊपर, जमीन के ऊपर. That means our relation is caused with the of descendants of the inhuman dirt, of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways made for our searching. What the poet says in these lines, that we are in despondence. We always live in the feeling of depression or desolation, sorrows and sufferings. What does it mean? In spite of despondence, in spite of this despondence, this depression or the sadness that we feel in our life. And why we have all these? In the next line he gives the reason of the inhuman dirt. Why we get despondence? Due to the inhuman nature. We don't have human nature. That means humanity नहीं है हमारे में. दूसरों की help करना या दूसरों के अच्छे के बारे में सोचना, that feeling is not in us. We are always having jealousy and ill will for others. कि दूसरा हमारे से अच्छा क्यों है? दूसरे के पास ज़्यादा पैसा क्यों है? दूसरे के पास ज़्यादा property क्यों है? We feel jealousy for others, and we also want to have that much what the others have. That's why we become sad. And then the poet says we lack noble nature. Noble nature की कमी है, हमारी nature जो है वो अच्छी नहीं है. We have ill nature of the gloomy days. That's why our days are gloomy, sad. इसीलिए हमारी life जो है वो sad हो जाती है. We are in depression. We are in tensions of all the unhealthy and over-darkened ways. It is all due to our unhealthy ways. गलत तरीके हम अपनाते हैं, हम अपने environment को नुकसान पहुंचा रहे हैं. We are causing damage to the trees. That's why the environment is also damaged. These are the unhealthy ways which we adopt in our life. Or to get more and more money, to get more and more materialistic wealth, we adopt unhealthy ways. गलत तरीके अपनाते हैं जो कि हमें टेंशन देते हैं, जिससे हमारी हेल्थ जो है वो स्पॉइल होती है. And due to this we have darkened ways. We have adopted all these dark ways, wrong methods. Dark ways here refers to the wrong methods which we use to collect more and more wealth, more and more materialistic things, and we are causing damage to our own health, to our environment, and to others also. In this way we come to sadness. But the poet says, made for our searching. Yes, in spite of all these problems which we suffer in life, which we create in our life due to our own wrong methods, some shape of beauty moves away the power. There are some beautiful shapes of nature which can bring us out of this fall, means from this cover of sadness. What are those beautiful things? He has mentioned about the beautiful things of nature in the next stanza. From our dark spirit, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep. And such are daffodils with a green bird they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season, the mid-forest brave. In this stanza, the poet has given all the beautiful things of nature. He says, just like the sun, which provides heat to all, moon that gives calmness and coolness to all, trees old and young, maybe short or tall trees, sprouting a shady boon. They create a shady boon, shady place for us. चाहे वो छोटे हों पेड़, बड़े हों, but they provide us shady place. For simple sheep here refers to the animals also and to the innocent human beings also, because this is a reference given in the Bible. Human beings are called there as simple sheep, innocent creatures. That's why it is referred here. This phrase refers to the phrase referred in the Bible, the innocent creatures, the human beings, that is simple sheep. So we get all these things from nature. And such are daffodils. Then the daffodil flowers, which are yellow in color and they bloom in the green world, that means in the forest they live in, clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. See the metaphor used here. The comparison is given कि how the clear rills, that means the water streams, brooks जिनको कहते हैं, छोटे छोटे चश्मे या नदियाँ जो बहती हैं, they create a cooling place against the hot season. Even in the hot season they provide cooling place, shelter देते हैं लोगों को, coolness देते हैं. The mid forest break, rich with sprinkling, a fair musk rose blooms. And a fair musk rose, that means the white color rose that blooms in the mid of the forest break, in the marshy area, दलदल वाला area, जो कीचड़ वाला area होता है, उसके बीच में white फूल खिलता है, and it enriches the beauty of that area, जिससे कि उस area की beauty जो है बढ़ जाती है. and it provides beauty to that area, marshy area also. So in this way, all these beautiful things of nature provide us happiness. Then in the last stanza, the poet has given different ideas which are connected to the same idea that beauties of nature provide us happiness. Every line gives a different idea, but at the conclusion the poet has given that the happiness that we get from these beautiful things of nature is much more than that which we get from these things. What he says, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. Mighty dead here refers to our ancestors, our forefathers. कि हमारे जो forefathers थे, we consider them as mighty dead. That means powerful persons, because they have not done anything wrong. They did good actions in their life. So we imagined for them awards or honors on the doomsday. We imagine कि उनको जब doomsday होगा, जब ये दुनिया खत्म होगी, तो last day उनको award किया जाएगा, उनको honor किया जाएगा because they have done good deeds. We imagine for this that our mighty deads, our forefathers, will be honored on the doomsday. But what the poet says कि when they will be honored, we will get happiness. हमें खुशी होगी हमारे forefathers को जब honor किया जाएगा. But the happiness that we get out of the beautiful things of nature will be much more than that player. This is a comparison which he gives in each line. Then in the next line he says, all lovely tales that we have heard or read. We have heard so many tales in our childhood. We have read so many tales in the books. बहुत सी stories आपके grandparents ने या आपके parents ने आपको बचपन में सुनाई होती हैं. बहुत सी stories हम books में पढ़ते हैं, and we get pleasure out of that. But the pleasure that these beautiful things of nature provide us is much more than that pleasure which we have received from those lovely tales by listening and by reading those tales. Clear? Then in the last two lines, which is the best lines of the poem considered here, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens brink. So the poet says that this pleasure that we get from the beautiful things of nature is an endless fountain. It is just like a fountain which is endless, which never comes to an end, and it provides us immortal drink. Immortal drink here refers to the nectar. Nectar हम किसको बोलते हैं? अमृत. जैसे आप मंदिर वगैरह जाते हो, किसी religious place पर जाते हो, तो आपको वहाँ चरणावत दिया जाता है. And we feel that when we take that nectar, our soul becomes pure. हमारी आत्मा जो है वो शुद्ध हो जाती है. ये एक thinking है आम human beings की. So the poet says that these beautiful things of nature are just like the endless fountain, and it provides us immortal drink, just like nectar, and it is pouring unto us. That means we are receiving this from heaven's brink. Heaven's brink means from God. It is being provided to us by God. Clear? We are getting it from God without any payment. This is a free gift of nature given by God to us. So we must enjoy it. This is the advice given by the poet, that we must enjoy it, because this is the only solution to come out of the problems which we have created in our life, of the sadness, of the tensions and the worries that we create in our life due to our own ill ways, due to our own bad methods. And to enjoy these beauties of nature is the only solution to come out of that tensions or the worries or the problems. Otherwise there will be no solution. We will always be in sadness if we don't enjoy the nature. Clear? Any doubt you can ask.